Hello, hello, buenos dias, buenos tardes, buenos noches. This is the Hardly Millennial podcast, where we are young, dumb, and full of...
linguistics. No, opinions.
opinions. Oh, it's the first time a joke was made for the beginning mantra.
It's a big day, Adam.
Justin was just telling me yesterday when he was on the podcast, he's like, one day, Adam, you're going to say that, and I'm going to say something totally different than opinions, and it's going to totally catch you off guard.
Oh, you can't do that.
And I told him, I welcome that day, Justin.
We have a system in place.
We
there
do
must
have
be
a
order.
system.
Without order, there is chaos.
There must be order. So my name is Adam Hansen. I will be one of your beautiful hosts today.
And I'm Matthew Lynn. I'm back, guys.
Ooh, Matthew's back.
Yeah.
Welcome back, man.
No problem.
So we actually do have something fun here planned for today's podcast.
We're playing a game, folks.
We're playing a game.
Woo!
But before we get into the game, there was something that I was just thinking about this morning that I told you that I wanted to wait till the podcast to discuss.
I've been dying of anticipation.
So this is gonna be a little heavy, and it will get a little more lighthearted later on, right?
All right, bring it on.
So there's a documentary that's out right now. A lot of people are watching it. A lot of people are talking about it, called Leaving Neverland.
Leaving Neverland, like not Harry Potter. Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
Okay.
Like Michael Jackson.
Oh.
His Neverland Ranch.
Oh.
Yeah. So there was
All right, I love MJ. Bring it on.
Yeah.
What do you got to say about Michael?
So there was obviously there was a documentary like 10 years ago that came out that I think was called like Finding Neverland or so, not the Johnny Depp movie, but there was another documentary.
I'm so
about
confused.
It, right?
No, okay, there was a Michael Jackson documentary about like a nice documentary or like a fuck him documentary.
It wasn't so much like he was still alive at that point, so it wasn't necessarily
a biography.
Yeah, so it was more of a biography. They were just kind of following like a week in the life of Michael, and then like of course the allegations about this kids and everything came up, and Michael was very open. He was talking about it and everything, and
he was very open because he didn't do it.
The process, right.
Anyway.
Well, on those lines.
Whoops! Did he say that? Sorry, guys.
On those lines, though, obviously this Leaving Neverland, Michael Jackson is dead, and they are talking heavily about the allegations brought against him with children, right?
Right.
And you have a lot of people out. You have a big group of people that are saying like, "Oh, he's absolutely guilty. He did it. Come on, people, wake up!" Right? Yeah. And then you have another side that's saying he absolutely did not do it. Right?
Right. I've met some of them.
You happen to be one of them.
Oh.
But. And I was just thinking today and was kind of curious as why this is. We've talked a little bit on the podcast in regards to allegations that have been brought up to people, especially within the last 5 years. We specifically talked about Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, like sexual harassment allegations.
Yeah, sexual harassment or rape allegations.
It's crazy right now.
Who was the I think it was a senator that was on trial for something that happened 30 years ago, allegedly?
Yeah. Well, they got Bill Cosby first. Cosby was kind of the one who broke the ice of it all.
Yeah.
And then they've just been going ham on people ever since, really.
Yeah.
They just put up Neil deGrasse.
Yeah,
Neil deGrasse Tyson, guys. The stargazing dude who teaches us about the planets.
Yeah.
The guy who said, fuck Pluto.
Yeah.
They tried to say that he got rapey.
Yeah. So what I thought was interesting about all of those cases, though, aside from the Michael Jackson one, is that we live in a day now where it's basically if somebody says that you did this, it's guilty until proven innocent at this point, right? I mean, Neil deGrasse Tyson
not officially, but that's kind of how it works. Yes, I see what you mean.
In the case of Neil deGrasse Tyson, Fox said like we're putting his second Cosmos season on hold because
as if he was guilty until he proves he's innocent. Right.
So I was just thinking outside today while I was having my coffee. I think it's so amazing about how people are so divided on this issue of these allegations brought up against Michael Jackson, whether like you personally believe that he did it or not. Mm-hmm. I just think it's amazing that there's this man who's had these allegations that he's molested or raped children, and it's such a divided issue in a time of our lives where if these allegations are brought to people, we're just so quick to say, well, that is correct. They did it. We have to listen to the victim.
Absolutely.
Like, why do you think that is?
Well, first of all, it's only men. Okay, it's a very sexist thing.
Okay.
So men are the only ones who are attacked with what you're talking about. No one ever can go out and say, I was raped or I was sexually mistreated by a woman.
Right.
They are completely 100% safe from that, which is bullshit. It goes so deep, Adam, that the person doesn't even have to complain. It could be the person's family. It could be the person's best friend who's not even related to her in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that they teach you as a young man, you know this, is when you're in high school, it's not even don't get girls pregnant. That's not even the number one fear for a young man in high school. The number one fear is be careful who you have sex with, because if she gets mad at you a year later, she can make up some bullshit. Or her dad, if her dad didn't like you, he could just make up something and say you raped her.
Well,
and then you have to defend yourself.
Well, and I know all of that, but the question is, why are people so divided on this Michael Jackson issue?
Oh, Michael specifically?
Specifically, with all these other recent allegations made to people, it's automatically just set in stone.
Michael is a hero for so many people. He's inspiration for so many people.
I just think it's so funny, though, where you have this gentleman who... Like, and don't get me wrong, guys, I'm not saying he did it or didn't do it. I'm just saying you have this gentleman who, lived the life he did, had the kind of house he did, and we've all seen it with all the toys and all the kind
he
of
loved
kid
to have
stuff
fun, yes.
Yeah. But then these allegations that children are bringing against him, and people are so quick to say the children are lying. The children are lying. There's, I don't know, it's just strange to me. It's very strange.
If you're Michael Jackson, okay, you're not the richest person in the world, but you're one of the most influential people in the world. You can still have anything you want at any second. On a whim's notice, you can have it.
Right.
Okay, you're Michael Jackson. Even if he is or was sick in the head, let's say he was diseased in the head and Michael just couldn't help it. He had to touch little boys, right? And he hated it about himself, whatever. But it was just his thing. He just had to do it, okay? Don't you think Michael Jackson would have probably had the resources to not get caught? Don't you think Michael Jackson would have probably had like a specific little boy? Or maybe there's just so many ways that he could have done something like that and not had all these allegations against him.
Well, but the argument towards that, though, is that he did. I mean, that's why in court it was brought up that he was innocent, right? Because it was just the allegations with no set proof.
Exactly.
And they found later things of bedrooms that were secret, or I haven't seen the documentary Leaving Neverland, but apparently the kids who had the allegations are older now. We're able to talk about it more, and we're talking, and they found secret rooms in his house and different things like that. But
here's the thing: I think that there's a lot of bandwagoning that happens. Okay, and I think that let's take Bill Cosby for example.
Okay,
when you have 6 or 8,
7,
7 different individuals who are all accusing you of the same thing, if you take emotion out of it. And you take logic out of it, okay? And you just take pure mathematics, all right? Mathematically, statistically, out of 7 different random people who accused him, he probably did it once, at least, right? And I'm willing to accept that. People do things that they're probably ashamed of, that maybe they're sorry for. Maybe they're not sorry, but people do weird things. I don't think that these people do it 7 times, though. I think that once one person comes out, I think a lot of people take the opportunity. And there are a lot of malicious people who will bandwagon on a real cause. So maybe one person really went 20 years bottling it up and finally just is strong enough to let it out. Well, 5 other malicious people are going to take advantage of that. And they're going to put a bad name on that person who really had a bad experience. You know what I mean? So I think that happens a lot. I think that there's probably cases where the perpetrator gets away with it because there was so much bandwagoning and the actual victim really does miss out on justice. That probably happens a lot too.
Right.
But 7 times Bill Cosby, are you kidding me? No fucking way did he do it 7 times.
No, you don't think so?
No way. No way. He probably did it once or twice.
So in the case of Michael Jackson, do you think the possibility is that he just did it once then and other people jumped on the bandwagon?
Yes, and I don't even think that it had to be that he had sex with a kid. I think there could have been, maybe they did sleep in the same bed together.
Right.
And over time, the kid grew up, built the story up in his head a little bit. You know, the game of telephone happens.
Right.
Where, you know, you tell it to a few people, you get some sympathy. You realize if you change this about it, you get a little more sympathy. And all of a sudden, if you put this detail in there, now you can get a lot of money out of it, too.
Right.
And, well, the core of it is true. I really slept in the same bed as him, but I didn't have sex with him. But if I say I do, it's pretty much true.
So what it really comes down to is popularity. The more popular you are, the more people that are going to be behind you and saying that you didn't do something that maybe you did.
Yes, but on the contrary, the more you're known, the more you're a target also.
That's true.
Yes.
Absolutely.
They're just, the world has malicious people in it, just like it has good people. You just don't have to worry about the good people because they don't hurt you.
Right.
You only have to worry about the malicious people.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we can get a little more lighthearted now. I just remember I was thinking about that
What
this
do you think,
morning,
though, about the whole thing? Same thing, though. Like, what's your opinion?
I've already mentioned on the podcast that I really dislike hypocrisy, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's kind of what you're seeing right now with the Michael Jackson thing. Whereas, like, so we can have grown women make allegations against men who, you know, a lot of people, like in the case of Tyson, you know, a lot of people are like, what? Really? Are you sure?
Yeah, Neil deGrasse, not Mike.
Yeah, Neil
deGrasse.
deGrasse. But... And, you know, and people like, you know, Fox are, you know, pulling his show and everything because of those allegations. And it's almost like a cut and dry case, it almost feels like, right? You know, there's, you know, in a lot of these cases it does. I mean, and you look at like the senator that was, I can't remember his name, but like you look at him who was on trial, you know, for something, one allegation, mind you, that came up that happened 30 years ago that this woman was accusing him of. And everybody was like, he fucking did it, right? And then you have this case of Michael Jackson of somebody who, you know, had this house filled with toys and everything. And I know the arguments against that. But just at face value, though.
Oh, for sure.
Here is this gentleman, Michael Jackson. Here are multiple kids who have made allegations against him. Not grown women,
it
not
doesn't
adults.
Look good.
You know.
The picture does not look good at first glance.
It doesn't look good at all.
I agree.
So you have these children, you know, not grown women, children are making allegations against him. And I just think it's so amazing how there's just such a big group of people.
Who was sitting right next to those children in court?
Yeah, the parents.
Their mothers.
Exactly. And I understand that's the gray area. Yeah.
I hate to say it. I'm sorry. I know I'm going to get ass-reamed for that. But they tend to be the demographic that goes after money.
Well, and I guess the argument was just the parents in general doing it to get money. And, you know, some of them did.
I would really be interested to look at the footage and see if it's parents or mother. Right. I would really be interested because I'd venture to say that each of them had their mother next to them, and that's it. I bet the dad wasn't even part of the picture.
I think so.
Just it'd be fun observation. That's all.
No, I mean I don't know. I don't think I have that strong of opinion in regards to that stuff, or have looked too much into it in regards to, like, you know, women and the statistics
and
of
accusations.
That, but in
That's
accusations, all. Right. I feel you, but I don't know. It was just something that just struck me as odd, I guess. So I just, you know, I just thought it'd be something to, you know, fun talk on the podcast.
It's interesting that that's been happening for so long, and it seemed to just now tickle your fancy.
Well, it was just the case of just Michael Jackson is what brought it up, just because of. You know, because before it was like, okay, well, he's dead and gone. You know, that stuff was in the past.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
And now
we can talk about it now.
And now that it's being brought up again within this climate that we're currently in, I just felt it was strange that it's still such a divided issue when in most cases it's not divided at all, you know. But anyways, we can make this podcast a little more lighthearted now.
Yeah, we have a game planned for today, folks.
We do have a game planned, ladies and gentlemen. What's the game, Matthew?
This is going to be a podcast rendition of Never Have I Ever.
Never have I ever.
Yes, I was looking through my phone and went into a rabbit hole on the Book of Faces and found this cool little list that is all these pretty funny, actually, Never Have I Ever questions. And we don't have any craft beer, which is the only alcohol that millennials drink.
True.
And it's also, like 10 o'clock in the morning?
Yes.
So we're not going to be drinking.
We're not those kind of millennials.
Instead, we have developed a points system. We have used our frontal lobes. So I've given us each a total of 10 points to begin with. We will ask the question, and the rules suggest to do it this way. If you have done whatever the thing is, you lose a point.
Okay.
Okay. So if you have not done whatever the question is, you're good. If you have, you lose a point. The person to lose the points first is the loser.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
Let's do it.
So I'm not sure if you're trying to win this game or lose this game. I'm not really sure which is actually the goal. But we're going to go for it and see what happens here. So I guess I'll read off the first one. These are totally random. We have not read these yet.
Okay.
So, never have I ever snooped through a friend's bathroom or bedroom without them knowing. I've done that.
I've definitely done that.
I've done that too.
Yes.
So that,
I'm just curious.
did you ever find anything fun?
Actually, you know what? I don't think I ever have. I think what I have found before, rummaging through friends, it sounds so bad, rummaging through friends shit.
Oh, we all do it, guys.
Oh yeah, is like I have found like pills for like actual prescription pills. So I'll be like, oh, this person has this, you know, so he takes these pills for this, you know, something that they've never mentioned or whatnot. I'm like, oh, okay, you know, now I know that about them. But
I do this
crazy.
at probably every house I stay at. And craziest thing I've ever found is a giant, and I mean whatever you're thinking, bigger, purple dildo.
Really?
Giant purple dildo.
And somebody like where at in the bathroom? This is specifically
bedroom.
like bathroom or bedroom.
It was under the bed.
Oh, okay.
It was like a stand-up one. Like you put it on the ground and it like stood up.
Oh,
It was big,
oh man.
very purple. So yeah,
Was it a younger person's room or an older person's room?
younger person's room.
Okay, that makes it.
Younger, like young adult.
Okay. Okay.
I won't say if it was a male or a female, though. I will not say that. So you guys will just be in wonder.
Oh my gosh.
So do we? So we both lose a point.
We
fucking
both
sucked
lose a
on that
point.
one.
Yeah, we
All right.
dealt with that.
Okay. Your
Oh
turn
yeah,
next.
my turn. Okay, let's see here.
You don't get to read through them, Adam. You're cheating. You have to just pick the next one.
Just pick the next one? Okay.
Well, yeah, because then you'll pick the ones you've never done.
Oh, touche. I didn't think about that. Okay, so never have I ever ruined someone else's vacation. I don't think I've done that.
Ruined someone else's vacation.
If I have, nobody's told me about it.
I've done it.
You've done it?
I've ruined my parents' vacation.
Oh no, what did you do, Matthew?
So this is actually a really funny story. You guys will love this one. All right. So we went to San Diego when I was a kid. I was probably, gosh, and I know my mom is laughing her ass off right now as she's listening to these words because she knows what story I'm about to tell. She's fucking cracking up. I was probably like 10. I had to have been like 10, maybe 12.
Okay.
And we would go to San Diego all the time. And we got into town. It was late. And we stopped at a Del Taco.
Okay.
Okay, and one thing we learn here in the desert, living in the desert, is you can eat all the Mexican food you want, but you never eat seafood in the desert, right? Because you get fucked up. Well, it's the opposite in San Diego. You can have all the seafood you want, but don't eat fucking Mexican food in San Diego. So I got poisoned, Adam. Like, poisoned.
No.
And from day one of the vacation, I had food poisoning, and I was just shitting myself. And we went like the first day, they let me kind of relax, and the next day came along, and you know, you're not really feeling better, but they're like, fuck, we're in San Diego. We're only here for like another day or two. So we're like, well, let's go and we'll just take a ferry ride. Okay, there was like this, we stayed on Coronado Island because my dad was in the military. So we got to stay in the military lodging. So there was like this river close by, kind of a man-made river. and you could cross it to the other side, and on both sides were like restaurants. It was kind of like a pier you walked down, like a big long pier, kind of man-made. Okay. So there's no bridges. You have to get on a ferry to cross it. So we're getting across, and we get on the ferry, and we're cruising, and we're like halfway across this fucking channel. It takes maybe 10 minutes to cross it.
Oh, no.
And I shit my pants at him. I shit my pants on the ferry in the middle of the fucking channel halfway through, and it's going in the wrong direction. Okay. So we get to the other side, and of course, we have to go back, okay, because I'm full of shit at this point. But you see, the ferry doesn't just turn around and go right to the back to the other side. It waits for a little while. So I got to wait there with shitty pants for a while. And then we got to get back on the ferry, and I got to sit in my shitty pants and go across the ferry and go back to the hotel. And by the time I went through all that, I was so done with the vacation that we actually packed up and just went back home the next day.
Really?
It was just done. It was just done.
How
I ruined the fucking vacation.
How much of the vacation did they miss out? Was it like you guys went home 4 days early? Or?
Probably like 2 days early.
Oh,
it's supposed to be like a 4-day thing.
So you were just like, fuck this, Mom, I want to go home.
Dude, like, we literally got to do nothing. We didn't even get to eat at a restaurant there. We went to San Diego, had Del Taco, and went home. It was literally what we did. I ruined the fucking vacation.
Because like I just like my parents would just be like, all right, well that was a funny situation. Let's try this again, right?
I was really sick, Adam. I was really sick.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't just you shit your pants. It was like you were.
Dude, I was
sick.
Fucked up. I was super duper sick.
Okay, that's.
I got like
then.
Poisoned.
I see. Okay, that's different. That is different.
It was bad.
All right, well.
So I lose a point on that one.
You lose a point on that one.
You've never ruined any vacation?
I mean, not that I know of. If I did, they didn't fucking
they didn't
tell me
you.
that I ruined it. But so yeah, I mean, if you're listening to this and we went on vacation once and I ruined it, please let me know. I'm curious.
That's funny.
All right, man, your turn.
All right, well. Never have I ever walked continuously for more than 6 hours.
I have definitely done that.
For more than 6 hours straight?
Yeah, I've definitely done that.
No.
You never done that?
I don't think I've walked for 1 hour straight ever.
Really? Yeah, you have. Our little circle definitely. Oh, I guess no, that's not.
No, dude.
Not an hour, huh?
I mob. I don't walk, I mob. That means you walk fast for anyone who doesn't understand my lingo.
But no, I've definitely have had moments where I'm just like, I need to go clear my head, and then I'll just go out and just fucking walk for miles. I've definitely done that before. What's the longest you've walked?
I'm trying to think. Even in PE, I used to just stop. I would just stop in the middle of the track and talk to my friends.
Yeah.
Well, because we figured out that the teacher was never going to come out to the track to make you keep walking.
Right.
They're just going to yell at you from afar.
Right.
So we would just stop in the middle of the track. And my friend Kyle would actually just sit down. He would sit on the ground.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And no, I've never really been much of a walker.
Huh.
I'm the guy, if I get in trouble, I'm not running. You caught me.
I do have to say, though, the times I've had to go out and, like, walk to clear my head, and I do spend 6 hours walking, I will say, it does feel good afterwards. I always feel like,
Yeah?
Yeah, well, cause I didn't bring like music or anything with me. It was literally just walking, so it was just me.
I feel
my
like that's
body.
meditating at that point.
Well, I think so too. It's what people call like with runners. People will call runners high. You know, when you just like get in the zone and you just keep going. And I've had that too, and it is very meditating, I would say. But
have you ever been pulled over while you were walking?
No.
Like by a police officer?
Have you? Actually, I take that back. I have.
You have?
I have. Yeah.
You're pulled over walking?
So yeah. So it wasn't because of walking, but like
right.
my friend and I years ago, we were out of high school, but I think it was like right out of high school. We were walking around. I went to a different high school my sophomore year, and then junior and senior year I went to the one I graduated at. And so, but the first high school I went with this guy. So we were walking around basically our old stomping grounds, you know, around the school, because there was this giant field in the back of the school, and there was a neighborhood he used to live in. And so, but it was like late at night, right? We're like 18, 19-year-old looking hoodlums, you know, got a hoodie on and shit like that. And we were walking through this old neighborhood. and and there was a cop that was driving around, and like the second I first saw the cop, I was like, this guy's gonna like come back around and fucking like stop us, and of course he stopped us. And then apparently there were reports that night of two people who were like breaking into like houses or jumping into backyards.
Bullshit.
And shit. Yeah, I agree. And so they had to sit us down, and they like kept, the cop was such a dick, and he like kept taking my ID, right? And he kept going back to his car, and he would come back and say, "When's your birthday?" And I'd tell him my birthday. And then he'd go back to his car, and he'd come back and he'd ask me again. It's like he kept trying to, is it going to be the same answer this time? Is he lying to me? Like, dude,
Cops
like 4 fucking times he kept coming back. And like by the 4th time, I was fucking annoyed and basically yelled at him my birthday, And then I got a lecture about talking about. It was just so fucking stupid. But yeah, I was definitely been pulled over walking.
There's no law that says you have to talk respectfully to the police.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they ended up letting us go, But God, I was getting so fucking annoyed.
You can't touch them. You can't put any body fluid of any kind on them, or that's assault. But you can fucking yell at them.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Be fucking disrespectful as shit. If you're going to be an asshole to me, it's
probably not going to get you very far.
No, it won't.
But you can.
But you definitely can, yeah. But they'll find
question?
Something. That was the walking one.
Never been pulled over while I was walking.
Never been pulled over while you're walking?
Closest thing, I got pulled over at a park one time in high school. Me and my friend. It happens to every high schooler, I think.
Yeah.
We decided that it was smart to practice like sparring, like in the park at like 9 o'clock at night. Mm-hmm. And of course, the cop thought we were really fighting.
Yeah,
came and talked to us. But as soon as he realized that we weren't really fighting, we weren't like any trouble.
Yeah, he was just like, whatever.
Yeah. No, I've never walked for 6 hours though. That's insanity.
No, I definitely have done that. Not a lot, but I've done it.
Well, you lose a point then, sir.
I do.
And we are even. We are matched up again at 8.
Matched up again at 8. Let's see what we got next.
Whose turn is it? I think it's your turn.
Yeah, it is. Have you ever? Have I ever jumped from a roof? I have definitely done that. I jumped from a roof onto a trampoline.
I've done it into a pool. I've jumped from a roof into a pool. I feel like I've done that too.
I feel like everybody's done that at some point, right?
Yeah. Right? Don't you do that?
Yeah. If you've never jumped from a roof at all in your life, let us know.
Why?
But yeah.
Let us know too.
Yeah, but honestly, why? Get on that shit.
Yeah. Well, I think that like when it's in places where it snows, Adam, the roof is really tall. Because I think that they're like pitched roofs.
But
we have flat roofs where we live, guys. The roofs here are flat and they have like tiles on them.
But here's my argument to that. I feel like just from when I was younger, any respected kid or teenager, if there's a fucking roof, you find a way on it. Fuck, like I used to go, my brother and I.
I don't know. I wasn't that adventurous kid.
Really?
Really.
But you still found a way to jump off a roof at some point in your life, right?
I've still done it. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, fuck, my friends and I used to find ways to get onto the roof of our school. Like.
What's that one movie with Get Him to the Greek? Where
at
the end with Russell Brand or whatever, and he jumps off the roof into the pool, but he misses.
And he has like a
fucking
bone
snaps his leg in half.
Oh gosh.
I'm sure that's happened.
And he still does the concert. Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, he'll do anything for Katy Perry.
And to the people who grow up in places where it snows, I guarantee every single one of those kids have jumped off their roof into the snow. Have found some way to do that. No,
they probably teach you not to do that.
I
don't think snow is like fluffy like we're thinking, Adam. It's a pile of ice.
Yeah, but kids are always taught not to do stuff, and we all do it. You ever touch a stove when it's hot?
Yeah.
Huh?
And I've stuck things in this light socket too.
Yep, we were told not to do that. Didn't stop us. But yeah, I've jumped off of a roof. I've definitely done that.
Here it's leaves, I guess, right? The leaves fall off the tree, and then you jump into the leaves. Not really. We have fucking mesquite trees.
Not from a fucking roof, though. I never.
All of our trees have thorns.
Yeah,
it would be terrible to jump into a pile of that.
Sticks. Yeah, and usually you're usually dead, right, when they fall. So if you jumped off of a roof into a pile of leaves, you're probably just falling to the ground.
I feel like that's snow, though. Like we have a misconception of snow. I think it's literally just ice.
Though. There's soft snow and there's hard snow.
Is there?
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess there's like powder. right? Like snow, like powder.
Yeah,
snow.
I don't know what. I'm sure they call it something else, but soft snow and hard snow. But I do know there is a difference between the two.
I feel like I would
I have
jump
so
into
much family
a
in
solid
Minnesota,
ice
dude.
pile and fuck myself up.
Yeah. All right. Well.
So is that it jumped from a roof?
Yeah, jump from a roof.
Well,
Both done
that one sucked. We both
Yeah.
lost a point there. Like I said, maybe you're trying to get to 0 points. Maybe that is the goal.
Maybe.
I don't know. Oh, this is just a single word. Oh, this is going to be hard to admit. Never have I ever shoplifted.
Hell yeah.
Oh, you were on that.
Oh, I've
you don't
definitely
give a
shoplifted.
fuck, huh?
Oh yeah.
I did it yesterday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, don't say where or what, but
Just know I did it yesterday.
I appreciate the honesty, though.
It was about $6 worth of an item that I walked out with. It was great.
There are just some things I just don't believe paying for, or paying the amount that they have set.
I got 2 items and I paid for one of them. I just didn't pay for the other one.
Mm-hmm. I don't do it often. I'm not a chronic shoplifter, but I've definitely done it. I don't get a rush from it. I'm just like, I don't want to pay
So
for this.
what classifies as chronic? Because I might be that.
If you do you get a rush from it?
A rush?
Yeah, like a little bit of adrenaline
scared.
rush. Like, do you get like an itch to do it?
No.
Then I would say
A lot of times it's like my life depends on this because
Yeah.
I'm very, very poor.
yeah. Then I wouldn't say like chronic shoplifters are people who literally don't even need stuff. They literally just go into places and steal things for the
no,
sake of stealing.
totes
it.
not
No,
chronic then.
everything
No.
anything that I've ever taken, it's always been kind of what you said. Like, I'm poor, but I need something, or that.
Or like I don't want to
to
pay $12 for a pound of strawberries.
Yeah,
Like I'm just not going to do that.
shit like
But I
that.
simply need some strawberries.
There are some things that I just morally am against. Some
know the
prices
thing-
I'm morally against.
I will say this. The only thing I can really ever remember shoplifting is food items. I don't think I've
I'm
ever
similar.
shoplifted an accessory
No.
or like clothing. I've never done that.
I haven't
It's
either.
only ever been edible, like food items.
When I go, I've done things before where, like, if I go to conventions, like, I've been to a couple, like, anime conventions over the years, and they have different booths up, and people are selling different things. And sometimes they'll have little keychains hanging on shit or whatnot, or, like, oh, you know where I've stolen stuff the most?
Oh, where?
Is, like, theme park gift shops.
Oh, see, that's not okay. That's expensive stuff.
Well, that's my fucking point. I'm not paying $12 for a fucking keychain. I'd rather just take and shove it in my pocket and call it a day.
I guess that's true.
Like, that's my point. Like, there are some things where I'm just like, I could fucking find this for $1 on fucking eBay.
But I'm not going to do that.
I'm not going to do that, first of all. And second of all, I want the experience of having it from the actual place. So I'm just like, hey, this keychain's mine now. A lot of keychains. I've taken a lot of keychains.
I collect keychains, and I've never stolen any of them.
Never stolen any?
That's a lie. I stole one keychain once at the mall on a dare. I did do that once.
Keychains and food.
Keychains and food. I don't judge you. I don't judge you. If you shoplift sounds so much better than steal, doesn't it? Like, I'm just lifting these shop items.
Yeah, I'm
no
just...
big deal.
No,
If you
whatever.
shoplift food or keychains, you're okay with us.
You're okay. If you're shoving, 5
So my
designer bags into your...
one of my first jobs was a very obscure grocery store that in my local town I lived in at the time, and it was just this really like out of the way.
Funny, that was
sideways
my
grocery
first job
store. Okay.
too. Was one of those.
And I'm not going to say it because God forbid that person who owns it listens to this. But I would take a fruit punch Rockstar every single day for probably 4 years. I worked there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what, like 1,200 Rockstars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every fucking day I would take a fruit punch Rockstar.
Wow.
I was a janitor, so I just walked around with a cart.
You just grab it and that's it.
Grabbed it, and it was on my cart. Anything on my cart just became mine.
You've all fucking done it. Don't fucking lie to us.
I didn't like the cleaners that they used at that grocery store. So I would just go to the cleaner aisle and take ones off the aisle that I liked, like Mr. Clean or whatever, and I would use that to clean the bathrooms.
Oh, they're like, oh, this place is so much Matthew's so good at cleaning.
I'd be
Look
like,
at this.
yeah, I don't know. I guess I just have a gift.
So yeah.
So shoplifted, we both lose a point.
Both lose a point.
Oh, God, Adam. Well, we're very even, sir.
We're
Apparently
so
we
far.
have, well, we hang out a lot is the issue.
That's
So
true.
we've done a lot of the same things. Where are we at? Okay.
Right there.
Oh, this one's underlined and bolded.
Never have I ever seen an alligator or crocodile in the wild.
Alligator and crocodile are underlined for whatever reason.
Yes.
Never have I seen a crocodile in the wild? Never.
No, I
Is
don't.
the zoo the wild? I've seen them at the zoo.
No, the zoo's not the wild.
The
But like,
fuck no, there ain't no desert crocodiles.
I went to go visit my brother a couple times when he lived in the South, so I'm trying to remember.
We just went to Georgia this last year.
Georgia and South Carolina.
And it was during a
yeah.
hurricane.
Yeah.
Were there any crocodiles?
No, I'm trying to think. I
What
don't
about
think I saw
alligators?
anything. And we drove past a couple places where I know they existed, but I don't think we ever saw any. No.
I've definitely never seen one.
Oh my gosh, we both get to keep a point on that one.
Yeah, but that's bullshit. I want you to lose points.
Well, let's see what the next one does.
On purpose. Okay. Never have I ever set mine or someone else's hair on fire, specifically on purpose.
What's the severity of this hair burning fiasco?
Have you ever lit...
Is this like their fucking Super Saiyan fire thing going on, or is this?
No,
just
I would say
like-
it doesn't... So it just has to specifically mean that you did it on purpose, is the only thing it really cares about here.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
You have purposely lit someone's hair on fire.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't.
Dick move.
I know, but it wasn't.
Was
It
it
wasn't.
Thomas?
No, it wasn't Thomas. But it wasn't. It wasn't like your entire hair was on fire or anything like that. It was like I would go up behind people and they would just have like random like hair sticking out or something. And go with
As
a
someone
lighter.
who has a curly Jufro,
Yes.
I take great offense to people who would do something like that because I am the curly-haired person who would get that done to them. All of my hair around the edges like does this crazy curl.
I don't do it now. It's definitely a teenager high school thing that I did.
would be
but
so
yeah.
upset if someone did that to me. And you would know too because you'd smell it right away.
Oh,
Fucking
yeah.
stinks. So I'm a cigarette smoker because I'm disgusting and I'm garbage and I'm ashamed of myself. But I'm a cigarette smoker. And if I don't have a lighter with me when I go downstairs to go outside to smoke a cigarette, I'll use the stovetop.
I remember
because I'm
this.
dangerous. Don't do that, guys. It's a good way to catch your house on fire.
Yes.
But I do it. And I went one day and I had the flame up a little too high. I got a little too cray-cray with it. And I stuck my face in there. And the entire front bang of my hair just like got eviscerated. It was just gone. Like my eyebrows, a bunch of my eyelash. And I wear
remember.
glasses. I don't even know how that happened. But yeah, it just fucked my shit up.
I remember when that happened, but that's
was
the
rough.
praise. I've definitely lit my own hair on fire by accident, like doing shit like that, you know. Or do you remember you making like the crack lighters, or you take the little safety thing off the lighter and get the giant
crack
flame?
lighters.
Like
Yes.
I've definitely had those moments before too. But yeah.
Never on purpose. I have never lit someone's hair on fire on purpose.
Well, then I guess it's your lucky day because I lose a point then.
I burned a girl's arm at a party once.
Yeah.
Like with a cigarette. I burned her arm. She got really mad. Punched me.
On purpose?
Yeah.
Why would she do?
I just thought it'd be funny.
Oh, was it?
No.
Oh.
Well, it was for me, but nobody else at the party found any humor in that. I was immediately
my-
the dick. I was the
Oh my
asshole at the
gosh.
party real quick. Yeah, I just came up and just tapped her with it. Whatever.
Right.
She was not amused. That's not a good pickup line, guys.
Well, interesting to know.
Oh, God. Okay. All right, here we go.
Is that the next one?
That's the next one.
No. Okay, I'm skipping this one because this one's stupid. Never have I ever had a bad fall because I was walking and texting. I don't think that's ever happened to me.
Had a bad fall because I was walking and texting.
Like, wasn't paying attention, tripped over yourself, tripped over something.
Now, I've had some pretty bad falls.
Uh-huh.
Okay. But never due to a phone
Yeah, me neither.
or any situation.
Me neither. Maybe that's a Generation Z thing.
Maybe. What's a good fall? What's one of the recent falls you've had that really got you? You were like, fuck, I'm a little too old for that one.
It's been a while since I've had like a bad fall. But like the something that happens to me often though is I will fall up the stairs.
Up?
Yeah.
Oh, funny. I was about to tell a story of me falling down the stairs a few
Really?
days ago.
Yeah, I always do this thing where it's like,
Stairs suck.
yeah. And like I always do this thing where like I'll take the next step up the stairs, and I wear socks all the time, right? So like I'll take the next step up the stairs, and like my foot will be on the edge of the stair, so my foot will slip off of it, but it will also give me enough momentum to like go up.
Weird.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. So it's like I'll like fall down, but I'll be like up a step than from what I was the first time.
I had some pretty good momentum going down the hallway the other day ago. This was probably about 3 or 4 days ago, actually. It's pretty recent. And I think I wanted a cup of coffee or something. I was going downstairs to make a cup of coffee. And I don't know, I just had some pep in my step that day. I was cruising, and I completely missed the first step of the stairs. Like my foot just went right over it. So you know how like when you're not expecting a curve, or when something's a further drop than you think, you hit it and you kind of like, ugh. You know what I mean? Like you just like jolt real quick. So I did that.
Oh no.
But when I jolted, I also slipped on that step. So I immediately fell on my ass on the stairs, and it wasn't done yet. I had enough momentum that my ass then did like this bump, bump, bump down 3 of the stairs.
Oh no.
It was like a whole fiasco.
That is definitely that particular instance has definitely happened to me. Not on these stairs yet, but when I was living with a friend once who had stairs. I had a job at the time where I had to wear like, dress pants and a button-up shirt and everything. So I always wore dress socks because I had to wear dress shoes, right? And dress socks, as you know, are much softer and smoother
slippery
than regular socks. And same thing, it was like I was like rushing to go to work, and I went down the stairs, and that fucking happened to me. And every time I tried to like compensate for the fall, I just kept falling more.
You fell worse. Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, it was horrible. And before you knew it, I fell down the entire flight of stairs.
It's like, have you ever had that dream where you're falling, but there's like a cliffside or a wall or something next to you, and you're trying to like grab onto the shit, but it keeps slipping out of your hand, and you just keep falling and falling. So that's what it felt like going down the stairs. It felt like forever for me. It must have been like 3 seconds.
Oh man, that would be hell for me if like that was just eternity.
I remember getting up and specifically thinking to myself, like, Matthew, you can't take too many more of those. Like you're not the spray chicken you used to be.
Right.
You need to be careful as you're getting older, dude. You can't just keep falling down fucking stairs.
Oh my gosh. All right, so wait.
What was the question?
Because of texting. How to fall
no, we
because
both
of
get to
texting.
keep our points.
We gotta keep our points. That's the next one.
Oh. Never have I ever... I'm not doing that one. That's a little too personal.
Okay.
Never have I ever pressured someone into getting a tattoo or piercing. Pressured someone into getting a tattoo or piercing?
I've never pressured anyone. I don't think you really have to pressure anyone.
That's yeah. Like I've been with many people when they get tattoos.
I've never been
like, but I've never been like, you should do that. You should do that. You should, and then they do it.
Nor have I cared really.
Do you have any particular piercings that you really like on a girl?
Ooh. So first of all, I'm somebody who loves tattoos and piercings on a girl.
Okay.
So one piercing that I like that always is like 50-50 for me, because there are definitely some girls that can pull it off and some girls that I feel like can't, and that's the septum piercings. So the little like the bowl ring between
in
the
the
two
nose?
nostrils and the nose.
I understand what you mean, that there are some girls who can pull that off. That's probably one of my least favorite piercings of all of them.
Really?
Yeah. But I do agree that I've seen a few,
Yeah.
like literally 2 or 3 girls that I'm like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, dude.
But I'd still rather have that same girl without that.
Right, I feel ya. But like I said, I'm somebody who loves piercings and tattoos on women.
Interesting.
So like I've dated girls who I dated one girl specifically who like her entire face was just pierced and shit, and I fucking loved it. And she had one of those too. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm really into those.
You really had a look in your eye when you said that too. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, dude.
Calm down.
Tattoos and piercings I really like.
The one that I really, really love is, I forget what it's called, the industrial.
Industrial, yeah.
Yeah, where it goes across the top of your ear. It's like a bar that goes across the top of your ear. That is like the coolest piercing to me. I really like that.
Really?
On girls.
I understand. I could understand that one. I would never get an industrial myself, but I definitely like them on girl. But like I said, just more piercings.
You could probably pull one off.
Oh, I'm sure I could pull one off.
Anything that's like piratey, if it's even smallest bit pirate-esque, you can
Yeah.
pull it off.
Oh, yeah.
You have a very pirate look about
Well,
you.
I do plan on so I agree with you. I 100% agree with you.
Like a Johnny Depp pirate.
Oh yeah. I don't trust me. I don't take offense to that at all. But because like right now, for those who haven't noticed or seen me, which I don't think anybody has, with wearing beanies all the time in videos and stuff, but I have both my ears
Maybe in the
gauged.
vlog video. I
Or
think they
maybe
could
some of
see
the
it in
Instagram
vlog.
pictures, I'm sure too. But I have both my ears gauged to double zeros, and I do plan on at least one of the ears doing a few more piercings on it at some point. And then I've always wanted things like an eyebrow piercing and shit like that.
I had my eyebrow pierced for a long time.
Did you really?
I did.
I did not know that.
It was really cool.
Interesting.
I actually got it re-pierced like 3 times.
Oh wow.
It's super easy. It's got to be the easiest piercing to get.
Yeah,
It's like
so
butter, dude.
I might get one of those later on in my life just because I really enjoy them. But
So funny story, when I got my eyebrow pierced, the first time I was seeing this girl. It was in high school, and we got the piercing done, and we went and hung out, and we ended up back at her house, right? And I was sleeping on her bed, and she had like fuzzy pillows, right? And I woke up the next morning, and I went to get up, and it was like hard to lift my head up. It was like really hard.
Oh no.
And I was like, what the fuck? Like I couldn't put it together. And then after a while, I realized that my face was stuck to this fuzzy pillow. It had like wrapped itself and like tied itself around the piercing,
Right.
like multiple times, to the point that we had to actually cut the pillow around and then like slowly pick it out of my fresh piercing a little bit at a time.
Oh no.
Not so much painful, just very
Annoying.
awkward. Having a pair of scissors that close to your eye
Yeah, I'm
is
sure.
very unsettling.
I'm sure.
Very unsettling.
Yeah.
But that was fun. So don't sleep on fuzzy pillows.
Duly noted. Duly noted.
So,
So,
did anyone
yeah.
lose a point on that one? Pressured? No.
Because I've never pressured anybody to do
Fuck
it.
the next one. Neither of us have gone surfing. That's dumb.
That's true. Actually, I have gone surfing.
Oh,
but
well,
we already
fuck that
said
one
surf
anyway.
it, but okay. Never have I ever walked out of a movie because it was bad.
I've done that.
Have I done that?
Uh-huh. I recently did that. I forget what movie it was.
I don't think I've ever done that.
What movie was it? It was with my ex. We walked out. I was like, this movie fucking sucks.
It was a recent movie?
Recent, like in the last year.
Okay.
I don't remember what it was. I cannot remember.
It was like,
She wanted to walk out of Deadpool too. And I was like, bye. I'm staying. Bye.
was this like an action movie or a horror movie that you walked out on?
I feel like it was supposed to be a comedy, but it just wasn't funny. It was dumb. You know what it might have been? Oh, I think it was this one.
What?
It was the one with Schumann or whatever.
Amy Schumer?
Amy Schumer, where she thinks she's pretty, but she really didn't change at all.
Oh,
That one.
Okay.
We walked the fuck out of that movie. I was like, this movie is retarded.
I didn't see it, but I heard it was very, very poorly received.
So dumb. I mean, great idea. I get the concept
Just
of it.
executed poorly.
I just don't love Amy Schumer as an
I don't
actress.
either.
I don't think she's great. I think she's very potty joke humor.
She steals jokes too.
Well, that's okay. That's just being on your hustle. But she's just so potty joke. It's not okay. That was a joke. It's not okay to steal content.
Yeah. But yeah, so
Yeah, I've definitely walked the fuck out of a movie.
Oh, that's you lose a point, sir.
Have you ever bought a ticket to a movie and then used that ticket to go see multiple movies all day long?
I have done that before.
Yeah, me too. Because once you're back there, no one checks.
I dated this girl in Los Angeles. It was actually a nice day. We did just that. We were both really into horror movies, right? So we went to go see one horror movie. Then right after it was done, there was another one that we wanted to see too. So we just fucking walked to the next theater, waited 15 minutes for that movie to start, and then saw that one.
Yeah.
And then
You
did
could just
it
go all
again.
day long.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually, nobody actually checks.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Interesting. Okay, well, I lost a point on that one. Which brings us back to being even. Which I'm afraid this is going to be a stalemate.
It might be a stalemate.
Oh, these ones are quickies, though. Look at this. We could bust through this. Never have I ever broken a bone.
Never broken a bone.
You've never broke a bone? Do teeth count?
No.
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 No?
No.
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 I've never broke a bone.
I haven't either.
I've snapped tendons.
I've been a very cautious person my whole life.
I always got cut, not smashed.
Yeah.
Like, I never got crushed by things. I always got sliced.
I'm the same way. Sliced.
I've had stitches.
Smashed.
I've had well over 100 stitches all over my body
Same
over
thing.
the years, easily.
Absolutely.
Many stitches.
I've put 2 holes on separate occasions through my lips.
And burns. I get burned a lot, too.
I've done, yeah, I've definitely been burned a lot. So, yeah, no broken bones.
A lot of the burning was self-inflicted. A lot of, like, tests of strength and endurance amongst men. When you're a teenage boy, you do a lot of, like, let's see who can hold this ash the longest.
Right.
You do a lot of that kind of stuff.
Touche. All right.
So neither of us have ever broke a bone? I thought I had you on that one.
No, dude, never broken a bone.
All right, the points remain the same.
Never have I ever tried to cut my own hair.
I've cut my own hair many times.
I have too.
I didn't try.
But I mean, like,
succeeded.
But I feel like there needs to be like specified though, because I've like buzzed my hair.
Me too.
Right? Does that qualify, or are they talking about like
I think they mean never have I ever gave myself a haircut.
Haircut. So I don't think that includes both of us then, because buzzing hair is just buzzing hair.
Fuck
right?
that. If you go to the barber and you ask for a buzz cut, they'll do it and they'll charge you for it.
Touche.
It's a haircut.
Touche. All right. Well, we both lose points on that one then.
I went many years, actually, where I cut my own hair.
You know, I had never done it before until I think at this point it's been like a year and a half ago when I buzzed my hair for like the first time. And I have to say, like, I really enjoyed having my hair buzzed. You know, it was like such low maintenance. Like, it was, I just
You know why I stopped buzzing my own hair? So I worked at a coffee shop that was right next to a actual hair salon, and the girls from the hair salon would come in and would get their coffee, and most of them were very attractive. Okay. So I would love to talk to them, and one time one specifically saw my hair and she went, "Oh, did you cut your own hair?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I thought she was going to compliment, like, "I'm a hair cutter and you did a good job." And she goes, "Yeah, I can definitely notice you fucked up pretty bad
from buzzing your hair."
So after that I was like, oh. And I stopped buzzing my own hair. I don't go to that place, though.
I mean, did she explain to you, like, what you did?
Yeah, the lines were fucked up. I didn't, like, clean up around the sides.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay.
You seem so offended by it.
Oh, no,
You're like, you can't fuck up buzzing your hair. That's impossible.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that's honestly
totally
what I
can.
feel like.
No,
you know?
totally
I'm
can.
just like...
You end up with just like a military buzz. You end up just being almost bald.
Interesting. Okay, well... Learn something new
So
every
you've never
day.
tried to cut your own hair?
Well, I've buzzed my hair before.
Oh, so
we've
both
done that.
So the points remain the same.
The points remain the same, sir.
Fuck, Adam. I really want to beat you. I'm not sure if I want to beat you or what I want to do.
Never have I ever completely forgot my lines in a play. As somebody who's been in theater and in film, and so I've forgotten lines in movie stuff before, but plays, never have I forgotten a line.
Never?
Never.
Ever.
Never, ever. No,
Me neither.
dude. You do, like being in theater, you do so much practice and rehearsal that when you're, like, on stage and it's time to do it, and then you perform these plays multiple times a day, you just don't forget.
So
You just don't.
I've only been in one play in my life. It was The Adventures of Fat Man and Robin Hood.
Fun.
So in sixth grade, we had to, as a class, develop a storyline and a play, and then put the play together and act the play out. It was like the whole year long thing. It took the whole year.
Okay.
And I played the main character. I played Fat Man because I was a fat youth. So I had my 15 minutes, folks. Didn't forget a single line. I didn't. I was too paranoid to forget lines.
Yeah.
And then I also took a theater class, a drama class in high school. And I remember I would never practice, and our teacher would make us do like monologues once a week, so you had to memorize like a paragraph and then do it up on stage in front of everyone. And I would never practice them. I would just read them like when I got into class the morning of, and usually I could remember them. But I remember being so embarrassed to forget that if I couldn't remember them, if there was like a line I was struggling or something, I would just take the F.
Really?
Yeah, I'd be like, no, I'm not performing it. I'll just take the F. Because I was more embarrassed of forgetting a line than the
Getting an
grade.
A.
I don't really give a shit about the grade, but I give a shit about how I present myself on stage.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
So I would either be totally confident and nail it, or I would just say, give me the F. I'm not doing it.
That's respectable in a weird kind of way.
At the time, it was not. At the time, they thought I was crazy.
Of course not.
She was like, you'll get a B if you miss a line. I'm like, no, not doing it.
All right, well.
Did you lose a point?
No, points remain the same.
Damn it. Okay.
We've both done that. Never have I ever had a surprise party thrown for me. So I had a surprise party thrown for me that I didn't even go to.
Adam.
Yeah. It's true.
That's what they get for making a surprise.
I know, dude. I felt so bad. So, well, the plan was like, so it was my birthday, right? And I had already made plans to hang out with like another friend, right? But like I didn't know like if I was going to hang out with them all day or all night or whatever it was.
Right.
And so I just ended up hanging out with them, and I ended up drinking a little bit, so I didn't want to drive home. I ended up just staying there. And my friend, one of my friends wanted me to like come over and, chill with them on my birthday and everything. And I was like, yeah, I've already made plans with this person. But, if I end up making my way over there, I'll go over there and see you guys, right? And so I ended up not going over there, and I told them, like, I'm not going to. And then they started sending me pictures of this cake that they made for me. And they decorated the house. I felt so bad, dude. I felt so... And I couldn't leave. Like, I was drinking. Like, there was just no way I could leave at where I was at that point. And so, like, I remember seeing it, and I just felt so bad. Just so bad. I know.
That's kind of tough.
It was tough. So I mean, the answer to the question is yes, I've had one thrown to me. I just didn't go to it.
I have never had a surprise party thrown for me. I've had planned parties thrown by friends and family, but I've never had a surprise one that I walked into. I'm a Tourette's kid. They know better than that. You don't surprise Matthew unless you absolutely have to, because it could be a thing.
Well, I lose a point on that one.
Woo! All right. Pulls us ahead.
All right. I hope we can finish this because we do have to wrap it up here soon.
Oh, boy.
But
Are we running out of time? Do we need to find a grand finale?
It wouldn't be so bad if I just didn't still have a day job to go to.
Okay, let's try to find a grand finale here. Never have I ever pressed send and then immediately regretted it.
Oh, absolutely have I done that. Abso-fucking-lutely have I done that.
So here, let's take it a step further, because I have a specific instance this happened to me.
Okay.
And it literally ruined a relationship.
Oh, no.
All right. Have you ever meant to text something to someone, and then literally as you push send, you realize that you just sent it to the wrong person?
Yes.
So you meant to say what you said, just not to that person.
Yes.
Me too. You want me to tell you what happened?
Yes, I'll tell you what happened to me.
Mine's kind of funny, but it truly affected a relationship, okay? So it's not funny. But, so I was at work one day, and I had this buddy, and me and this buddy like to make shit jokes. Like, not terrible jokes, like jokes about shit. Okay, we thought it was hilarious. It was just our thing. And then I also had this girlfriend who was very, very beautiful and did not enjoy things like shit. Okay? So one day, I was talking to my friend who did enjoy the shit, and I was telling him about how I had to close. And he was like, oh, I also have to close. But they've left me so many 20s, it's going to take me forever to count them all. I said, well, you should just throw them in the air and then take a big shit in the 20 slot of the drawer and leave it for them in the morning. And I sent it to my beautiful girlfriend.
Oh, no.
And she was like, what? She got so upset, Adam. And
that's a petty thing to get upset about.
It wasn't even that she was upset that I said it to her. She was mad that I was even talking that way to anybody. Because I was like 25 years old.
Right.
Okay, so she's like, you shouldn't be talking about taking poops inside of cash registers and blah. It's so immature. And she got like mad and never like looked at me the same after that. It ended up like tearing us apart.
Really?
Yes!
That's such a fucking petty thing to get upset about, especially if it wasn't. It'd be, you know what? I could even justify it a little more if it was like meant for her and you knew she didn't appreciate that stuff and you did it anyway. But if it was something that was meant for one of your guy friends.
My immediate reaction, because I immediately knew, as soon
Right.
as I pushed the blue button, I was like, oh, fuck. And I started laughing. I was like, I was like, she's going to fucking hate that.
Right.
You know, but I wasn't scared. It was funny.
Right.
I was like, oh, that's going to be great for her to fucking open up and read. It wasn't. It wasn't great.
So what happened to me, and this was, I think I was 15 years old when this happened, right? And, you know, you're 15, you got angst, and you got angst towards anybody who's willing to suffer the wrath of your angst, and a lot of times that's your parents.
Sure.
So I was supposed to be going out with a friend one night, and I ended up going out with the friend, but my mom kept me back for a while for some reason, right? And, you know, it's some reason that I didn't appreciate that my mom kept me back for, right?
Okay.
So a friend picked me up, and then we were supposed to go pick up another friend, right? So, but we were late in picking up that other friend because I got held up by my mom.
Right.
So while we were in the car with the friend going to pick up the other one, I was texting him and saying like, sorry, we're late. My mom was doing this.
I see where this is going.
You know,
no.
not saying anything, you know, particularly nice about my mother at the time.
Right.
And I fucking sent it to my mom.
You get a text back from your mom. Did you realize right away? Or did you go, why is my mom texting me?
Yeah, it wasn't until she texted me that I realized I sent it to her. Yeah. And like,
oh my God, Adam, that's hilarious.
I know.
That's fantastic.
I know. Thinking back, I'm like, you know.
What a stupid thing to do.
And I tried some bullshit excuse.
No way, that's the best part.
Yeah. And it just, like, and my mom's a fucking saint. Like, my mom does have a level of understanding of like, you know, he's a fucking teenager. You know, I'm not an idiot. I know this shit is said about, you know, both I and, you know, your father, you know, when we're not around type of thing. But it's all like she, you know, it wasn't that she told me to come home or anything. She just, you know, I basically got a text that didn't say this, but he equated to I'm disappointed to you, right? And nobody likes to hear. You know, everybody wants their parents to just yell at them. Nobody wants to hear I'm fucking disappointed. Yeah. So, it was horrible, dude. Needless to say, I am proud to say I've never ever made that mistake with anyone since it happened that time when I was 15.
That is funny. That is a really epic one.
All right. I know we didn't get to complete the game down to
That's okay.
the final.
I won. If you look at it,
did.
We're at 3 points against 4 points. So either Adam wins because he's done more crazy things than me in his life, or I win because I have more points. We're not really sure.
So you decide. You know, leave in the comments who you think won. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening to today's podcast and hearing me during a bit of a serious topic at the beginning and then, you know, pushing through Never Have I Never. Remember, you can still find us on all the social media
Rest in peace, Michael.
What?
I said rest in peace, Michael.
Rest in peace.
Just saying. Thriller. Social media, you can find us on all of those.
Find us on all the social media platforms. I think our GoFundMe is still going until we actually take money out. I think it's still going. So you can go to gofundme.com/HardlyMillennial and donate if you'd like.
Cool.
And thank you so much for listening, guys. Any final thoughts, Matthew?
No, I'm happy to be back, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you guys tomorrow. Love you.
Bye.